cap, like Mufasa's brother is a hoe. And that's why he got fucked over by
Scar?
hyenas. Yeah. That's why he got fucked over at the end. I see he jumped that nigga.
Yeah, he was pretty fucked up. Scar.
They're supposed to make another remake of like.
I might wait till we talk about this on the podcast because I want people to know about this shit.
Okay.
It's going on right now.
Bro.
We can start off like this.
Do y'all remember when like that scene where Scar is like got the bone and shit in his mouth? He like holding the skull. Like he's talking to like the toucan bird and shit in the cave.
Not really.
I'll show you. But supposedly he was like picking his teeth with the bone in the movie. But it was a lion head, bro.
Damn.
They were saying that like in the scene where Mufasa falls, you don't see his body because like all the I don't know what the fuck they call
the buffalo or what are they?
It was like you don't see his body after that scene, and then his brother is like holding this lion skull, and they like show what a lion skull looks like on Google. I was like, what the fuck?
Huh.
Like Disney was on some dark ass shit.
The other weird thing is like I had seen this other like clip from a different Disney movie, and they have Scar as a rug. He's laying on the ground as a rug, like a bearskin rug, and you know it's him because it's his scar.
Oh yeah, like
you know what I'm talking
Easter
about?
Egg type shit.
Yeah. It's probably like on Zootopia or some shit like that.
Insane.
Yeah, they be doing some fucked up shit. But when you're a kid, you don't notice any of it. You just notice like the lions and the pretty things, like, and
bro, because I feel like they don't make cartoons for like kids. Like as you grow into an adult, you're like, what the fuck? Like you start understanding it more than you do when you were a kid. It's like, this is crazy.
That's why I love Adventure Time. That shit is my favorite. Jake is
I fuck with Adventure
who I
Time.
strive to be like.
I fuck with Adventure Time for sure. Like that was like one of those shows for me. Like I come home from high school, that whole would just be on. I'm like, I just need to sit down for a second and just watch this. Like nothing else matters right now.
Yep.
But the regular show is my shit.
Was like super into that.
Where you think he got it from?
Like, maybe it's not good for him to be watching it, but then like when Helix is born, I bought like the whole DVD set, and I was like, dude,
it's better than a lot of other stuff that's out there for them to watch, honestly. Yeah. And if you can enjoy it and they can enjoy it, then why not? Like, might as well.
I had the craziest shroom trip one time, and then we came back and we put that on. And I remember watching the episode. I was like, "This is what I'm exactly going through right now in life."
Damn.
It's reflected
like Jake comes out and he's like giving you advice.
Jake always just gives the best advice, or he's like, "Fuck everything." That's why I'm like, that's who I strive to be like, because at a certain point he's like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm done."
All I remember is that like they were somewhere where it was like messy and they couldn't move around, and I just remember looking around that apartment I was living at the time. I was like, damn, it's
were
messy.
They frozen?
That's my life. Right?
They were frozen doing the ninja episode where they're in Ice King. Bro, I just watched that one tripping on acid.
Who's the bougie princess, the like fluffy one? She's purple. What's her name?
Lumpy Space Princess.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. Have y'all seen Finn shave her fur before?
No,
There's one episode where she has like really fine fur and it's just blowing in the wind, and he's just like and shaves it off.
Bro, I have to go back and watch this shit.
Every time I'm tripping, I have to put on Adventure Time at some point. Yeah.
Well, actually, that shit's on
HBO and Hulu.
Have you seen? I think it's called Off the Air. I might be wrong. Is it on Adult Swim?
Yeah.
Dude, we watched that on Shrooms. My homie was like, "Let's watch this." I'm like, looking at the screen. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" Because it's like too many like transitions because you're like trying to process the weird shit and then you like tripping and then it like goes to the next thing. You're like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah, I remember. It was
you just gotta go with it. You just gotta go with it, or else you might freak out.
We seen one. It was like a prescription commercial, and like the lady's like running, and all of a sudden this goes really dark, and I thought it was real, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And dude, that one tripped me out.
Did you see the one from Family Guy with Brian? Dude, okay, search up on YouTube when you get the chance. Brian Shroom Trip Family Guy.
And he tripped on the show.
But his whole trip was fucked up, like, bro.
Like goes into it.
I can't even.
You had a bad trip?
I have to show y'all. Oh my god.
Pull it up.
Damn, that shit's crazy.
Man, man, pull that shit up because oh my god, I was like, bro, if I went through this shit, I would never do shrooms again. But he was having a bad trip,
Well, while I do
and
this,
like Stewie was basically like guiding him
Yes.
through it the whole time.
So we kind of already started talking a bit, but I'd like to go ahead and introduce North. Hello, welcome to the show.
What's going on, y'all?
And the really cool thing is he just dropped an album. Y'all need to go check that shit out because it's fucking good.
Pretty
like, for
Cozy
real.
is out now on all streaming platforms. Y'all can find it under North NRTH and Pretty Dim.
the job was like last Saturday.
Yeah. Actually, a few days ago. What's today? The 18th. So 4 days ago. Yeah, we dropped
Oh, dang. Brand new.
And then my birthday was on the 15th, so that was about 3 days ago. So
Happy late birthday.
Thank
You
you
want to
so
take a birthday
much.
shot?
let's do it.
All right, bet.
Shouldn't have said that.
Look, I look young as shit, but your boy just turned 26.
Okay, that's perfect time because I just found this.
Dude,
You're
okay.
26. Guess
Yeah.
how old I am?
I don't want to guess. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Oh, no, I won't be disrespected.
Okay, 23.
Well, thank you. Damn, I'm 27.
27.
Yeah, I get told that I look like a 12-year-old all the time.
You look a little bit younger, but not like, you definitely look like you're in your 20s for sure.
Well, I work with a bunch of truck drivers, so
Oh, yeah.
to them, I'm really young.
My dad was a truck driver.
They're cool people.
They definitely
They got a
are.
lot of time to
I know they
think.
get lonely on the road, man. That shit be crazy.
That's
So
why when
like,
they come to you,
whenever
you gotta
I'm
be
just
sweet.
cruising in my own whip, I'm like, and they'll pull it
Yeah.
up on. I'm like, yeah, I know how it be, man, for
Yeah.
sure. But this shit right here is fucking insane.
Oh God, I know that feeling.
He
Just the
is
look he's doing.
Look, he's
Yeah.
rubbing his leg. That's
Yeah,
when you
for a
know you
second.
got like it's coming from
Oh,
the
you're looking
legs.
at your hand.
You're like, oh shit, what the fuck,
Oh hell no.
bro? He turns purple and like what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like, how
Dang, I never
trippy
really
is
seen
that,
those
bro?
balls.
I would want to watch that tripping.
Look at his eyes.
He's like, I gotta get the fuck.
Have y'all ever looked at yourselves while tripping?
Yeah.
Like in the mirror? No, yeah.
Like your skin just looks like a bunch of fibers put together.
It does.
It
It's
doesn't
like-
look like a solid thing. It looks like
Yeah.
like the string theory.
It's
You
like
know
the
the
shape.
theory
It's
of
so
all the
crazy.
strings vibrate to create matter. Whenever you're tripping, you see that shit.
It's so wild.
But it's only like skin. Like nothing else looks like
Yeah.
that besides human skin. It's some weird shit.
Is it still going or?
Ew.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
Who is scratching his
wait.
back?
Like all of this
Oh.
is a part of his trip.
No, I wouldn't want to watch this trip, and never mind.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this
Oof.
shit.
What the fuck?
Dang, I gotta get her to adults.
That's like some fucking Rick and Morty solar opposites type shit.
I wonder what it's like working in the offices of Adult Swim.
Look, she said hide.
Probably very creative. I'm sure they're all very creative in there.
I feel like everyone's done some type of drug.
I thought
Oh,
you were
yeah.
in the corner, like at some point.
Like the guy who does
hell
the
no,
voice
look
for
at that shit.
Rick on Rick and Morty, he actually is
yeah.
drunk. Like they make him drink for the voiceovers.
Look at this. I used to love
Yeah,
Rick and
it's
Morty
fucking
so
crazy.
fucking much.
That's what I like.
My
aspired to
friend's
do at one point is
my friend's
voiceover.
girlfriend, she loves that show.
That show's crazy. But I don't know if y'all have seen Solar Opposites. That shit is
No, I
like Rick and
didn't.
Morty
I heard it was like
level 2.
a spinoff. Yeah.
It's funny as fuck because these aliens are just talking shit about humans the whole time. Every single intro is like, why do y'all do this? Why do y'all do that? Like, it changes every intro. But if you watch it tripping, oh my god.
That shit is probably crazy.
That was
Like,
insane.
dude, look how crazy this shit is.
That looks like art.
Probably not.
Flying down, like,
Quagmire.
and he just eats them all.
Damn. That for real is some crazy ass shit. Look, they even have a different type of animation dropped in there.
Oh, hell no.
Fuck that.
Bro, my heart would be racing off this
Even
shit.
watching it would be probably too much. Damn.
Dude, I've heard that sound like.
He's like,
I've
please.
heard that sound before, just coming back.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Last time I was tripping, I literally
Yeah,
felt
that's
like
crazy.
the government, like we were in a simulation, and the government knew we were tripping at that time. Like it was crazy. That's how hard I was tripping.
That is like a whole nother topic to get into.
No, it really is. I don't know if y'all have seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but
Oh yeah.
if you watch
You
it
told me that
tripping,
last time,
it's
yeah.
fucking evil. It's an evil ass movie. Like it's not light and happy. It turns dark.
It's funny.
I don't think I've seen that shit
It's
before.
funny.
It's like basically a movie where he creates a machine to feed his whole island, and the food just falls from the sky.
Yeah.
But then in that movie, like someone finds him and tries to take advantage of it, and then there's a number 2 of it where all the food turns into like
Oh yeah.
sentient.
Turns alive.
It's fucking weird.
That is crazy.
It's
I
actually
have to
good.
watch that shit, cause what the
Because
fuck?
the
Yeah,
book, the
you
book
need to
was
watch it.
like I don't know if you remember the book from like school and shit, like Cloudy with a Chance of
Look, I'm
Meatballs.
gonna be real. I was never a big reader.
Mm.
But what's crazy is one of my favorite books that I did read in high school was Othello. But I think it was because like he was a nigga, like
The
you know,
play?
it was like
Oh, okay.
The
he was a
Shakespeare
black
play?
guy, yeah.
Relate.
But in the movie we watched, he like smacked the bitch up, like in the movie, cause she was acting crazy. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I like this book.
That's funny.
It wasn't because of that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, it's just nice to see somebody black in like a Shakespeare movie.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I remember like randomly, like we were at the shop one day, and you said you wrote a book.
yeah,
You wrote a book?
I actually
Yeah.
have 2 books out.
What are the topics of the books?
So I write poetry.
Nice.
So I got into poetry from Charles Bukowski and Charles Simic. So I was at Barnes and Nobles one day, and I just randomly picked up this book by Charles Simic. It's called The Lunatic. But there was like one line in there that stuck with me. He was like, "I'm the uncrowned king of the insomniacs," and I was like,
Damn.
"This nigga's spitting."
Yeah.
But like, it made me want to dive more into what he was doing. But I'm like,
Right.
you know, what could I provide for myself? Like, I've always been very creative, so it's like I've taken avenues and approaches to my craft where I'm like, what can I showcase for myself? Like, that was inspiring for me to reflect upon myself. What can I do? So I was going through a lot at that time, you know, depression, anxiety. I'm a type 1 diabetic as well. I've been diagnosed since I was 11, so it's been like, what, 15 years?
Wow.
So that's been like a whole different like struggle within itself. But like I found myself within writing. So music and my writing kind of go hand in hand, because I started music way before I even started writing my books. So my first book I dropped in 2017. That was 2 years after I graduated. It's called Lonely on a Blue Moon.
That's a cool title.
Thank you.
Very catchy.
I actually have Luna Azul tatted right here.
Oh shit.
So
There's a club in Fort Worth called Luna Azul.
yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
My ex used to stay across the street from there. That was the first actual place that I went to when I turned 21. So.
Damn.
That's tight.
It's not that bad in there,
No.
but
It's not.
It
I
just
didn't even
gets
get to
too
see what it
crowded.
was like, because I literally like walked in and they were like, "You look too young," and I'm like, I don't even want to be here.
yeah.
But yeah, but Lonely on a Blue Moon just basically was like my timeline for me having like my first relationship as a youngin, and like dealing with that, and like I said, my diabetes, my condition, dealing with depression, and like experiencing heartbreak for the first time, like all the things that you experience when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
And then even like,
That's kind of like an autobiography, or just.
yeah, in a way,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it about you or is it about your feelings?
Both.
Okay.
So you'll get a sprinkle of both, but I have to get both of y'all a copy. I actually have both copies in the car, so I'll get that to y'all.
We'll borrow them, then switch out.
Yeah. But yeah, that just talks about like my just younger days and dealing with everything, just kind of cultivating my feelings into a healthy way.
Yeah.
And then later on the line, my dad ended up passing a year later after I dropped that book. And I was already in the process of writing my second one, so that book kind of had a delay on it for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But it helped me just kind of, like I said, it inspired me and pushed me in a way that I felt was like my best work to date as far as my writing.
I definitely want to take a look at that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And whenever you go through something like really traumatic, that's, you either like break from it or you become stronger from it. And I think that since you already had like an outlet before that, that probably helped you a lot.
Yeah, my dad was my biggest supporter. That's one thing about like my music that I can say is my dad introduced me to like the gangster hip hop side of things, but he was also the one like showing me like Fall Out Boy, like, you know, the punk rock bands and like Insane Clown Posse, like it was just like a range, you know. My dad loved shit like that, so for me that was special. And then my mom, she introduced me to more like the pop and R&B side, so with them two and listening on a daily to what they liked, mixed with like the stuff that I found, like the Gambinos, the Tylers, the Kid Cudis, Frank Ocean, Drakes. Those are some of my inspirations. It just really cultivated my sound. And what's funny is we had the release party recently, and I told somebody what my influences were, and they were like, "We can hear like Frank Ocean's writing, like in your pen," and that was like really special to me.
I heard you do a Kendrick lyric. Almost.
You know, I had to.
The second I heard that, I was like, "That's Sing About Me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I heard a bunch of different references in your music.
Prideful. Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, hearing those references, I know that you grew up with the same music that we grew up loving and listening to. Like, Frank Ocean was our shit. Definitely Tyler. Whenever the Odd Future Wolfgang Kill Them All first came out, I mean, we were all on board with that. I mean, that was some crazy-ass music. But at the time when we were growing up, that's what we needed. And then seeing even Tyler just change up his music, his personality, and finally be himself instead of being like the angry rage, like that shit is just beautiful to just even see.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all about, I feel like that's what it's all about within music. And just life in general is just evolution. Whether that be physical, whether that be in the mindset, you know, music, craft, whatever that be, you know, we're meant to
learn
evolve.
And grow every time.
I mean, kids are gonna hear this, and well, I mean, in general, just like I remember being that kid, just being like, oh, he's changing up his sound, he's switching up. But then it's just like you grow up and you learn. It's like, well, everybody's got to change at that point or evolve.
You progress as you go.
And then at that point, you get the opportunity to go back and hear the music you heard before, and you hear things you didn't hear before.
Yeah, true.
Like you just hear way different, like different verses stand out to you, different like notes, different parts of the music. So
that's a good thing about music, though. Is like you can go back and listen to it at any time, and it's just like
here's something you never heard before.
Exactly. You have those moments where you look back like, damn, like that was a hard ass bar. Like even listening to Wayne, you go back. You what?
I know he says some crazy shit, right? It's like, how did you even come up with that?
It's like the most simplest shit that'll blow your mind. He said, "I leave him dead in the living room," and then on the same bar, he said, "Get it? I leave it dead in the living." I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
Mine was that one where he's like, death. Oh no, wait, no, that's a different one. Where he's talking about death. It's like something about the family picture. Like that one lyric, I can't remember it right now, but he like says a whole verse about like death and life.
Was it Nightmares on the Bottom?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But no, he says death is the cousin. Where the fuck the family picture?
Oh, that's
that
6
one.
foot, 7 foot.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, I had that as my ringtone whenever I was in high school. I had that song as my ringtone.
Dude, yeah, his wordplay and
that song. Oh my god, y'all all need to listen. If y'all have not heard 6 foot, 7 foot, that is just.
And what's crazy is that he does not. Like he says it today. Like people recite his own lyrics, and he like Is that mine? Like, I don't.
Bro, it's so insane to just be that like so in tune in the moment. Like we really are vessels, so anything that channels through.
Right.
It's like sometimes people like amazed by what you do, but sometimes you shock yourself because that's why I tell people to try different shit. You never know what you can
expand your mind.
Dude, yes.
That's one big thing. That's how I live my life. Every little thing that I find interest in, I want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's crazy sometimes because then I do so much, but I mean, I don't regret it because I've learned so much. Like, that's how I am today. Like, that's who made me how I am today. Just me trying everything. Even if I hate it, at least I tried it. At least I know I don't have to fuck with that again.
Right. That's all you can do, man.
Just be curious.
Mm-hmm.
Be open.
That's the same thing. That's like the same approach I took with music. Like, when I started making music, I was always like a big fan. Like, this is one of my first tattoo. I want to get it covered up now. I feel like
don't get it covered
everybody's like first tattoo, they always want to get it covered up.
Dude, I only have only one tattoo.
I still have to finish my first tattoo.
Yeah.
It's probably because I have more that I'm like I could do something else with this.
I feel like once you fill it in though around it, it'll probably blend in. You won't even.
But yeah.
And then you just laugh at it and be like, "This is my first."
You know what you should do with it? Make it into like the notes of your favorite song. Like make it wrap around your wrist and just continue the notes.
That would be a dope idea.
Yeah, like or your favorite verse and just.
I don't think I've had like
around.
set plans for this arm, so that could definitely be an option for sure.
Like it'll be almost like a bracelet, but it'll be like. You know what it is.
Yeah.
And when you tell people what it is and they look it up, you're like, damn, that's music. That's
the
notes.
Fucking fire. But that's really how I approached it. Like, I was like, I'm such a fan of the music that I do listen to, but what would it sound like if I made it? That's always been my approach towards my music. So, like, I literally started writing my songs on Facebook notes. Like, I didn't even have, like, iPhone or anything. Like, I'm, like, on Facebook, like, typing this shit on the computer.
What?
Facebook has notes.
I didn't even know that either.
I didn't know until then, but I was like, "Fuck it, this is all I know." So shit, let me do it real quick.
At what age did you like start doing music or like start thinking that you were gonna?
I was 13. So I was 13 when I started. So shortly after me writing, my cousin linked me in with somebody he went to school with in middle school, at the time, and he was like, "They do music, like they have equipment and everything." His name is CJ Topoff. I don't know if y'all know him.
Yeah. So he's got like the rage, kind of like dark.
Yeah. Shout out CJ Topoff.
Yeah.
But that's how I started my shit,
from,
man.
Twitter, like back in the day, like he was just big on Twitter.
Yeah, we've been locked in since like MySpace, Facebook time. So
MySpace.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I remember I went over to his crib, bro. We stayed not that far from each other. I just skated over there literally, and my first song I made was a remix to Meek Mill's Amen, and I recorded it. I uploaded it on SoundCloud, and people loved it, bro. It was like crazy. I was like not expecting like people to like it. I was just like making it because I was like, this sounds dope to me.
Right.
And in that same day, I think me and CJ made like 4 or 5 songs, bro. And I was just like hitting them back to back, and it was like a fresh feeling. I'm like, damn, this is what it feels like to like make music. And that was back when everybody had like iPods and shit still.
Damn.
What year is this like?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
This
did you do this before
2011. This is 2011. So this was like 6 years before the poetry.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So 2011 I started, and I released those songs, and people were like reacting to them and they liked them. And then I had Jay Vasquez reach out to me. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Jay Vasquez.
Yeah, we had him at the Whispering Creek show.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother, man. But he reached out to me on Facebook, and me and him have known each other since like Crowley Middle School.
He's a very cool guy.
So I've known about him. Like we had gym together, but I never knew like he was into music. So around this time, he reached out to me. I think we were just going into high school. I was like a freshman. And he was like, I love what you're doing. Like, I record music too. Like, you should come through. So I was like, yeah. I slid over. At that time, me and CJ, we weren't talking because I think, like, he was, like, transitioning from, like, schools and whatnot. So, like, that was a thing just because, life happens.
Yeah. Especially when you're a kid, you can't control anything that's happening with you. Unless you just find a way to get away from your parents.
Right.
But I linked in with Jay, and like the first time I went over there, the thing that he said to me that stuck with me until today, he was like, I love what you're doing, but don't rap about shit that you don't do.
Oh, yeah.
And that stuck with me till this day. And I've never took that approach with my music. It's because, when you're young, naturally, like, you're finding your sound and, like, you're being introduced to things. So I was definitely trying shit. And I'm glad that he has been, like, even though he's younger than me, he's definitely been a big mentor for me with this music shit. So immediately when we locked in, it was just really history from there. Like, we built a brotherhood. It was more than beyond the music. Mm-hmm. But we really established a means and a grounds within this. That's why I'm always stern about being, like, independent, just because, like, we've literally been building this shit from the ground up. Like, we've been making our own artwork, promoting ourselves, going out to the shows in Dallas, doing the open mics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Put in a lot of work.
So, just really laying out a platform for ourselves. And like I said, we just both kind of put our foot in and put the time in and the blood, sweat, and tears, I feel. And what's crazy is we got to meet Logic around the time that he dropped The Incredible True Story. He was doing like a tour where he was like letting fans like hear the album early.
I remember that.
And he was posting like, the different experiences on YouTube.
Yeah.
And my friend Jay happened to be one of the ones that won. So
wow.
Yeah, that's dope.
He invited me over the day that Logic came, and I got to meet Six, Logic, and his whole camp. So that was like a whole experience.
Damn, that's life changing right there.
It really was,
especially
because
at the time, he's like, before everybody like gave him shit like that, he was just big at that time, bro. Like,
man, the crazy thing that I can attest about Logic is like he's definitely how he is, like in his music, his personality. Like, he's a nice guy. He's very kind. Like, I can attest for that. Just being there with him, and he really showed us a good time. Like, we went to Putt Putt and like just had a regular ass day.
That's dope.
I bet he had fun doing that shit too, like getting away from everything. He came back to
Jay's house. Jay's mom made like pozole for everybody. Like, it was just like the homies came over, but
That's dope.
It was dope, and I'm glad that Jay got to experience that, because Jay deserves his flowers and this shit for sure. Mm-hmm. I really vouch for him for that shit, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without him, literally. And so, like I said, it's really been a huge, huge shift in both of our lives to just do this together.
Yeah.
So what I can say about us now is like, doing it for so long, it would only make sense to keep pushing what we got going. So, shout out to Jay. Shout out to CJ Top Off. But yeah,
that's
man.
That's a crazy one too, cause like,
I don't do this.
That's just like that connection right there, like with you and him. I didn't even know about that.
Man, it's been special.
Cheers to them too. Birthday shot and cheers to them.
Happy birthday.
This shit is.
Oh.
Hey, that one went down smoother than all the other ones, so I think.
I don't know. I feel like that one.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was y'all's like number 3 or 4, right?
That was my fourth one.
I think that's my fourth.
The 3 and 4
But
one
I
didn't
feel
go
like-
down smooth for me, but this is the 5th one, so it's working.
I feel like that one didn't go down smooth for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it was because I was hitting it back to back, and then like I took a break and
Well, damn. I do want to ask you, what is your favorite song from your album that you just released?
all of them.
You don't have one that you love the most?
I would say for me, it would probably be Prideful.
That's my favorite too.
Yeah.
That one.
Prideful.
Yeah, the first one. That's the first one.
Man, shout out
I
to
like
my
how
brother.
it like switches up in the middle. Like,
Shout out to my brother Reaper, man. He came through for the intro. So what's funny about that is me and his brother and him, we all have like a daily group chat. Like, those are like my brothers. Like, we're tight.
Sounded like some Metro stuff to me. Metro Boomin.
We always have talks every day, and like one day he said that shit like in a voice message, and I was like, bro, I need this. Like, I'm gonna use it. but I don't know when. And when me and Pretty started working on the project, I was like, now. We need it now. Like, he was like, this is the intro. I was like, put him on the intro and then drop the beat.
That's badass.
So
I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even imagine all that happened for that song.
We curated all that together. So that was just beautiful how it came. So
yeah,
it felt really like it was pretty cozy just because everything was natural through this whole process. So
I was gonna ask, like, what was like the process behind it all? Like, just
I said it at the listening party. I haven't put the video out yet of my like speech, but I basically told everybody like we faced the least of coziest times during this project. But it was a testament of like how much we wanted people to know about what we had going on and the story that we got. And so I told Pretty, I was like, keep in mind that this isn't just my project. Like, I want you to showcase your characteristics, like, within what you're creating. And a lot of people don't know, like, Pretty's in the background vocals of most of these songs. So if y'all go back and listen to him, y'all hear him.
I saw him on Spotify, his name next to mostly all of them, and I'm like, wait, when is he rapping?
Yeah.
Like, but that's good to know because now I'm gonna listen out for it.
Yeah, because Pretty, he's the producer, but it's more so like we had our like when Freddie was with Alchemist, that's more of our approach, or like Larry June's with Cardo. So that's my guy, like that's my producer. So me and him, we decided to rock with this project just because like we're both Capricorns, so we about the business for sure, but we're all about like organizing shit. So this was definitely meaningful for us because we really planned it out. Like, I swear to God, I never used like a dry erase board until we started making this project.
I mean, it's a solid project. Like, the more I listen to it, like, I checked it out and I was just like, okay, yeah, this is in. I mean, usually with your homies that drop projects, you listen to, okay, yeah, this is nice, but like this one was just like, dang.
I listened to it 3 times.
I kept wanting to
the whole
listen to
album,
it,
3 times.
I appreciate that.
So that says a lot.
And like your flow on it too, like it's just like infectious almost. Like it brings you in. You're just like, okay.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all an exclusive and say that we have a deluxe version coming in a few months. So
I'm ready for that. I was kind of sad that there wasn't more songs on it because I was ready to keep listening.
We wanted it to be that way just because like we knew like what we had in store, but I can't say too much because I want y'all to see everything. So.
Oh, we will. For sure. Definitely. I'm ready.
Y'all,
like I said,
dropping any music videos soon, or you have something lined up?
Man, so we're planning to really just shoot a video for Steez. And that's going to be major just because, like, the ideas and the concepts that we have coming for that is, like, whew. And I really applaud Ebo because, like, she really came through for this because, like, when Pretty played the beat for me, I was like, I can do something on this. But I automatically hear Ebo. Like, for some reason, I heard Ebo right away. So, like, I was like, we got to call her in. Like, I made a post on Instagram. I was like, I called all the Avengers in for this project. Because, like, we really kept it personal as far as, like, who we worked with. Because, like, everybody that you hear on the project is really, like, the homie, like, in real life. So,
that's the best way to do it.
Exactly.
Be with people you can trust, at least.
I really fuck with Evo is just because her sound is just so free. Like, she's not afraid to be herself. Like, she's young, but, like, she has a good-spirited, like, music talent about her. And so, this is my second time working with her. But she's my sister in real life. Like, we've had talks that really have been life-changing, and I love her to death. So, to have her, like, be a part of this shit was crazy.
Yeah, I met her at the All Vibes. She came here and, like,
she's good people, for sure. Cool. She's got some major shit coming too, so y'all look out for her.
She just dropped a project too, right?
She dropped a single, so she's doing her thing with the single. So y'all tune into that for sure.
What's it called?
So her recent single is called Floating.
Okay.
So it's like FLOWTING, like floating, but it's floating.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need to put a link to that.
Hell yeah. But
That's cool.
she's all about the positivity and the high vibration, so that's really why I rock with her. Like, that's my soul sister.
Yeah.
So.
Shit, I'd love to meet her because I'm like that too. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah, y'all
probably
definitely got to
get
get her
along.
on the podcast.
It's
you're
hard to
right.
find a lot of people like that because, you know, a lot of people, I feel like with social media, it makes you think you have to be someone that you're not, like, all the time. And, I mean, it's pretty sad, but that's how people are. They see something that's, like, kind of unattainable, and they go after that, and it's like, you can't, like, they're not even that. The people that are pretending to be that aren't even that. So like you said earlier, when Jay told you just be yourself pretty much, that's what you have to be in life. Because there's only one you, but there's 1,000 people trying to pretend to be something they're not.
That's what it is. Society is like pushing towards like imagery, and that's the bad part about it is because like it takes you away from the fact that, you know, the person in the mirror is cool enough. You're good enough. You can be loved. You can be appreciated no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? So
don't devalue yourself.
And that's the thing is like I encourage a lot of people to get the fuck off of social media.
I got off social media.
Like, just really go outside and like take 30 minutes to yourself. Like, you know, read a book. You know, not in a bad way, but it's just like train your mind, retrain your mind.
Or read some poetry.
Yeah. Go get that. Go get that Moonlight Whispers and that Lonely on a Blue Moon by Keenan Norwood. You can get it on Amazon and on BarnesandNoble.com.
Amazon's online 24/7, so go get it right now.
But I do highly encourage that the organic self, like, get back to source. Like, get off this fucking screen. It's not what it's about.
Yeah, when you're a kid, like, you think you have to be influenced by everyone. You think you have to listen to everyone, but you don't. Just listen to yourself and do what feels right, and that's how you find yourself. Like, literally, I made a post the other day. I'm off social media, but I did stay on LinkedIn just for business.
Got to.
I had made a post about, like, just being kind, being yourself. Like, everyone grew up, like, they were taught kindness differently from a different person. But until you find what makes you want to be kind, then it might not ever be genuine, you know? You have
that
to
is the
find
whole point behind, like, my brand, Cozy Flowers, is, like, my message is comfort and growth within your self-expression. Like, don't feel like you have to be limited to boundaries or be boxed in by labels and shit. Like, fuck that. Ain't no rules in this shit. You can do what you want to do. You can be who you want to be, but do it with confidence and do it with the fact that you know that
empathy and kindness as
exactly.
Always. Because actions done with malice lead to very bad consequences. And if they don't, and if nothing bad ever happens to you in your life and you've been bad your whole life, you might just be alone. You don't think nothing bad has happened, but the day that you're sitting there by yourself alone wondering why nobody wants to talk to you, that's because you've treated everyone so badly and just pushed everyone away. So why would you want to be like that?
Y'all need to lead with love out here, man. In all aspects. Like, it's not cliche to say. Like, people think it's like corny to be positive and shit these days. Like, that's what's crazy is like y'all need to get back to like actually like feeling like people like everything's too sensitive. Guys. I'm like, look, bro, we all human.
That's
like we
like
feeling
Kendrick's
shit.
album. His new album, dude. It's but truth and
he
trauma.
is my favorite.
And no one wants to really
number one rapper.
It's just like
Kendrick is my number one.
It's not what the club's gonna play, but it's also gonna like bring something out of you that you don't want to bring out.
Exactly.
Each song is like a different message.
I had told myself that too because I was like, dang, like I did listen to that Kendrick album the other day, dude. I was driving, so one of the songs came on. I listened to that song, but I really listened to it that one day because I was just like driving.
Which one?
Father
Time?
No. I think it was a Mother one.
Mother I Sober?
Yeah,
that one always gets me.
Hit me. I was like,
Mother I Sober. Fuck.
I was driving to work. Tears started coming down.
That one gets to me.
I was like, bro.
But that's good that music makes you feel that emotion because it makes you, like I said, get back to the humanity of yourself. It's like you feel like people forget that. They act like they don't. I'm like,
a lot of people are
but
like,
it has to
just
be like
not
genuine music.
On themselves. Like a lot of people they depend on other people, other things, and it's just like that's the most important thing. Just like being dependent on yourself.
Yeah,
learning how to do structure, like under yourself, like you're lost.
You have to be able to talk to yourself. People think people are crazy because they talk to themselves, but sometimes you can give yourself the best advice.
I might
literally
have some schizophrenia. No, I'm just kidding. That's good. That's good.
You have to talk yourself through stuff sometimes. Nobody else can understand what you're going through. Either that or music.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
My thing is, music has got me through some really hard times in life. Like, there would be crazy stuff going on all around me, and I'd just plug in my headphones, and there's my peace. And that's why I started to love music.
That's why I appreciate Cudi so much.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Because, like, you hear a lot of people say it, a lot of fans of Cudi say it, but, like, he saved my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Same.
In an aspect to where it's like, it made me feel like I was seen, you know?
Someone could relate, or someone out there kind of knew what you were going through because they felt the same. But when we were young, nobody wanted to talk about that stuff. Everyone wanted to pretend like we were all living perfect lives, you know?
Yeah.
So when we were growing up, we didn't have the internet like we do now. We had MySpace, but it wasn't like people were on there being themselves because we were young. We just wanted to have our top 10 friends list and post funny things, and that's it. But
everybody builds like
changed.
that persona over time just because society tells you, like, you have to look like this. You have to be posting this shit. Like,
fuck society.
It's like the same thing with me. Is like, if you ever see like any of my reels, it's never like me on some like, oh, I'm a rapper type shit. Like, I'm doing regular shit that I like to do. Like,
and that's what people want to see. They don't want to see like, okay, of course you want to see someone with a nice chain and nice car and all that shit. But you know, right now in your current position, you can't go out and buy that. And if you do, you could be broke. So I mean, it's nice to see people living their regular lives that have talent. Like, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of phony shit out there right now. And like right now, like we're in a fucking recession. Like, why flex?
For real. Let me show you how I save.
That's the thing about social media. Right, it's the best illusion to people because it's
buy
like
chicken right now. I'm serious. Eggs are about to go up. Worse. There's an avian flu going on out there. Buy a chicken, lay your own eggs.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is getting wild out there.
It's going to get worse. Fuck.
But everybody feels like they have to keep up the imagery, like I said, because they feel like, oh, like, this person has this car. I'm like, you know, they probably asked somebody if they could take a quick picture in front of that bitch. Like, you know, you can't, like, compare yourself to somebody just because you think they hold something that you don't. It's like,
don't ever assume in life. Ever.
The things that you want for yourself have to come from a place within. It can't be outside of you. That's where too many people get too conflicted because they're not knowing exactly what they want just because they're like, I think I want this because I see this person has this.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So
you have to learn for yourself.
It's life. You
have to go through good times and bad times to know exactly what it is that you want out of life. It might not happen right away. It's for sure not going to happen when you're a teenager. You have to go through a lot of shit. I went through a lot of fucking career paths. I went to college twice, and I'm barely figuring out what I kind of want to do. And I'm fucking 27 years old. So don't be scared.
That's the thing that I always tell my mom, too. I'm like, you're never too old to take baby steps. And that's a Capital Steez lyric, but I've always lived by that because it's like, it's true.
Shout out Capital Steez.
Man, rest in peace. Yeah. But it's a true statement because it's like I tell her, like, there's times when you get down and I feel like, you know, like I'm teaching you now because, like, you know, you once taught me as a mom, but, like, let me give some energy to you to remind you, like, it's never too late for you to do what you want to do or try something new.
And show appreciation at the same time.
That's been a trend lately that I've been seeing is, like the Brendan Fraser guy. I don't know if y'all saw that video of him. He just won an award. But he went up on there and he's like, I thought I was done. Like, I was depressed.
Because people were talking shit about him for a long time because he gained weight. And, I mean, that's kind of fucked up to do.
And what's crazy is he came out and did a movie
bodies
about
are always changing.
like an overweight, I think, like, gay guy or something. Something like that, like, in the movie. But, like, it was a good movie. And he, like, was, like, giving his speech and was crying. He's like, I thought I was done. Like, and here I am, like, this age. And y'all are like praising me. Yeah. And then I seen there's another movie, another guy. I think he played like the kid from The Goonies, and he was just a child actor, you know. And he was like, I thought the same thing. I thought it was done. Another guy too. I think he was in the White Lotus movie or show.
Yeah.
Oh, I still don't get that show.
He actually just started acting. Like he was only like 80. Like he's 80 something. Just started acting.
Damn.
Like, It's
it can
crazy,
happen
though.
for
Well, shit,
anybody
we need
at
actors
any
of
time.
all walks of life, because
Right.
everyone can relate
And,
to an actor. No?
I mean, aside from actors, like just
See, people
People
don't
to
know.
inspire you.
don't give up.
People don't know. Like Jay-Z didn't really start popping until he was like 25, I think.
Damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's almost our
Something
age.
Yeah, like I'm just turned 26, like, you know.
Okay.
But like, it's too many times like people be like, "This is old." I'm like, "Come on, man."
Right.
You want to take one more shot before I take a bathroom break?
Let's get it.
Oh God.
I know I need to take one too, but I was.
Oh, if I gotta take one, I know for sure you gotta take one. So, have you read any Edgar Allan Poe?
Probably like one book, but I don't think like I read it all the way through.
You read a book? Was it the poem book or his like book? Because I think he released a couple of books, but he had poetry all throughout.
I don't think I read any of his poetry. It's been a while since I read one of his books.
It's some
I have
really
the book
dark.
that I'm talking about at my house though. It's like in a box. I know exactly where it's at now that you brought it up.
Mm. He has some deep, dark stuff that you only find if you go through a lot. That's why I love to listen to it. It's like so real, but it's just put together so beautifully. But it's dark stuff. That's why people don't always talk about him and don't love him, because people like happiness, honestly, but not me. I don't know. It's weird. To me, I think if I hear like a happy song or a happy pop song, I guess it's just mostly pop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's real, because life isn't always happy, you know?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of happy times, but usually the dark stuff is what changes you.
Yeah, it's
Not the
more
good
about
times.
having that duality.
Yeah.
And I think too many people try to like fantasize the reality that everything is like positive all
Rainbows.
the time. Yeah.
I mean, it can be if that's your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
but that's up to you. You have to decide that everything can be good. You have to find the beauty in the dark times. You have to find the nice things when people think there's nothing nice about it.
Yeah.
And that's how you can be happy, I think, is by not letting the hard times get to you, finding a way out.
Hell yeah.
And he's back. Well, shit, I guess we should probably start wrapping it up soon, but was there anything else you wanted to say about yourself, or anything you just wanted to tell everyone? A message, anything like that?
I would tell everybody to go listen to Pretty Cozy.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Everyone do that
on
first
all
of all.
streaming platforms.
Will not disappoint.
You can follow me on all social medias at Swim North. That's SWIMNRTH. No O. And then I do have a spring collection coming out for my brand Cozy Flowers.
Okay.
And I just want everybody to be like very true to themselves and just create authentically, live authentically, don't just exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important.
I like to think thrive, don't just live.
Yep.
Because, some people just live, let life pass them by.
Yeah.
But you're not thriving.
Mm-hmm.
You have to thrive.
Get in there, do your thing.
Mm-hmm. Dennis?
That tequila's.
Shout out to Casamigos.
We're not sponsoring this.
Not
We're
sponsored.
by them.
But shout out.
Shout out. Yeah. Shout out to the Migos.
Oh.
Free Young Thug.
YSL.
Rest in peace. Take off.
I don't know about Gunna, but
Damn.
just kidding.
Damn.
And that's for all that is for a different episode, because there's a lot of other shit we can get into right now, but I think we've already gone past an hour recording.
Almost, yeah. I think
Damn.
we're about like 50 minutes right now.
But this was dope. I enjoyed it. I
Yep.
appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, thank you for coming. That was freaking awesome. And
You're honestly like our first like official like interview.
Well, I'm
so.
fucking honored, and I'll be back for a later episode.
yes,
Sure.
whenever you drop the deluxe album,
Gotcha.
Hey.
you'll be back.
Hey, we need to bring Pretty Dim.
Hell
That'd be
yeah,
tight.
he loved to come up here, bro.
That'd be
He
tight.
loved to.
That'd be tight. Well, time is it? It's 9:36. It's a beautiful night. Hope everyone's enjoying their night.
And we're gonna
take
go
a little
ahead and sign
nightcap,
off.
smoke a little weed, or I don't know, drink
Or a lot
wine.
of weed. Or take shots of tequila.
Tell your loved one you love
Fuck it,
them.
both of them.
Hey, whatever. But this has been The Juice.
The Juice. Good night, America.